College football Saturday in the city of Riverside. The number 3 Tigers of RCC taking on the Jaguars of Southwestern. Welcome to Wheelock Stadium. Once again, alongside the Hall of Famer Jeff Gorham. Ghazal Hassan back with you. And Mr. Jones is the subject for the Tigers. Their quarterback, Brady Jones, the number 1 ranked quarterback in the country. He leads the state in both yardage and touchdowns scored. What is the future like for Mr. Jones following a couple of tough acts in Jordan Barton and Jake Retzlaff?
We have Jake Retzlaff, one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country at BYU. You have a great quarterback in Brady Jones. Brady Jones might be one of those 3-tier quarterbacks, can run, can throw, and he is just a playmaker. He can go on, he can play at any level, and I'll tell you what, he is fun to watch.
In come the Jaguars, led by first-year head coach Oscar Rodriguez. A little bit of a tough go for them. They're winless on the year, but Coach Rodriguez trying to build this team through the defense, and man, do they got a tough task facing the offensive RCC.
Well, hey, you haven't won a game this year. You just got to go out and play. New coach, new rosters, new everything, but you're playing against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country. You got to take your licks, and in order to get better, you got to go through the Tigers.
Yeah, week 7 of the national championship and state championship defense for RCC. We're coming up with the kickoff up next. It's college football on Riverside TV. We are high atop Wheelock Stadium as the coin flip takes place, and as we find out who won the coin flip, we'll toss it down to the third member of our broadcast team, and that is Pep Fernandez.
Hey, Ghazal, thank you very much. Yeah, this could be an opportunity for some guys to see some significant playing time, a lot more snaps maybe than what they were accustomed to. One of the guys who we normally see here on Riverside TV for RCC, Divine Pearson, one of the starting running backs for the Tigers, he is in street clothes today. He's okay, a little banged up. He wants to be healthy for an important 3-game stretch to close out the season for the RCC Tigers. They've only got a couple more games left before you get to the playoffs, so Divine wants to make sure he is ready to go. He did say, though, it felt very strange, a little weird to be in street clothes watching on the sidelines, but he knows it's the best thing for the team to make sure he is completely healthy for this home stretch as you know, RCC's trying to make another run to the state championship game, and they need a full complement of their key players, including running back Divine Pearson. Guys, back to you.
Well, the Tigers will see the ball first. Marquise Monroe dropping back to receive the kickoff. He'll go back deep. Bo Bruin's back there as well for RCC, along with Brendan McMasters. And the Jaguars will kick it off out of Southwestern. They are winless on the season, but we mentioned Coach Oscar Rodriguez in there. It is a rebuild of sorts for him. He comes from the University of Kansas, where he was a defensive analyst each of the last 2 seasons. Teeing it up for the Jaguars as their place kicker, Jacob Cuevas Ibarra. He's out of San Diego High School, which is surprisingly enough in San Diego. McMasters from the 19 on the short kickoff. Brandon McMasters churning upfield over the 36. Tackle on the play for Southwestern made by Nicholas Klein, and that's where the Tigers will tee it up, Jeff Gorham.
I'll tell you what, Brandon McMasters, after catching that football, he's built like a machine. That man is huge, 5'10", out of Kingsland, Georgia, 215 pounds.
Well, that's why he started his career with the Bulldogs.
Man.
Was a red shirt at Georgia after his freshman year. And here's the man we were talking about in the open, Jones, will fling it. Owens sits down in the zone and gets shoved out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, about a 7-yard pickup on the play. Romaine Brown with the tackle. He's the freshman out of Scripps Ranch High School in San Diego. 7-yard pickup, 2nd and 3. Jones looking down the field, over the middle, complete to Dominic Cox. Cox slips the posse, dancing outside. Makes one extra cut and finally will be brought down at around the 21-yard line. So a 34-yard pickup on the play, and Jones, just like that, moving him, and the Tigers going a little tempo here.
I think Brady Jones is going to be throwing the football quite a bit today. We already saw.
That's Willerford over the middle to pay dirt. Touchdown, Riverside. A clinical 62-yard drive, Jeff, in just 3 plays. Oh, my.
Hey, and it looked easy. I'm telling you what, Brady Jones getting in a rhythm early here can only cause problems for the Jaguars. But, man, he is making it look efficient and effective.
I mean, efficient, and that's frightening efficiency on that drive. Marine swings the leg, and just like that, it's 7-0. Is the great Vincent Edward Scully might say, the seats aren't even warm, Jeff. 54 seconds, and the Tigers on the board.
Going into today's game, you said, Southwestern hasn't won a game this year, but there could be some fine-tuning with this offense. We can see a lot today on offense as well as defense. So,
yeah. And listen, no disrespect to the Jaguars. Oscar Rodriguez in his first year, it is a rebuild over there, and he's going to do a good job. He's got a great pedigree, and he's already shown he's getting those local players in there, but they're just simply not in the class of RCC right now. But again, for the Tigers, you can't sleep on the Jaguars. You got to come out and go right at them, and that's exactly what Tom Kraft and his offensive coordinator Kevin Kraft did in that first drive.
Yeah, and looking through the roster of Southwestern, I mean, they are all, like you said, all San Diego kids, but not a lot of bounce backs. We see a lot of schools with a lot of big-time bounce back players like RCC.
Well, they have a few. They do have a few because he's had a couple of his assistants at the college ranks. But, yeah, they're heavily, heavily local.
And they're going to have to, once they get going, he gets his feet set in San Diego, I'm sure those schools are going to start sending him some players.
Boomed out of the end zone, and that was Talon Simoski on the kickoff, and it'll come out to the 25. 1st and 10 for Southwestern, the Jaguars. Offense will be led out by Connor Underhill, freshman quarterback out of Rancho Buena Vista High.
Put it on the Underhills, Bill.
Oh, I was going to wait till the second quarter for that one, Jeff. But okay.
That's one of our favorite lines, I'm sure.
Trips to the far side. And here's the give. A nice little crease there, all the way up, stumbling over the 40-yard line, where Jaheim Williams, a sophomore, Montgomery High School in the San Diego area. Good job. Good push by the offensive line for Southwestern.
Hey, great job from that left side of the line. Just kind of wiped the entire slate clean with Tigers.
Looking back, Jake Constantine is the offensive coordinator, young guy. In 2021, he was still playing college football. Jaguars go 2-by-2. Williams, right side. Meeting some resistance, finally dragged down by Raymond Valencia, but gets over the 45.
They got to be happy so far today because they're running the football right now pretty well on the Tigers.
Yeah, one of the parts of the offense that they actually like a lot, it's their offensive line. It's predominantly local kids, 4 San Diego kids and a kid from Arizona. And they want to be a ball control team ultimately. They've had trouble running the football. Conversely, Riverside has really done a good job stopping the run. That's Tyler Becker in motion, a freshman from Del Norte. Underhill signals, man in motion. Here comes pressure looking down the field and incomplete. Intended receiver for Southwestern on the play is Yokley. Savion Yokley, a very intriguing prospect out of El Capitan in San Diego. Has a twin brother. In fact, is one of 7 sets of twins between 2005 and 2024 that played at El Capitan. That's an interesting quirk.
Yeah, that is weird. A little bizarre. What's in the water?
3rd and 4. Underhill. Flinging to the outside. Complete. Right at the marker. Making the tackle for RCC, Assad Chapman. And he's going to be short of the first down. Ball complete to Becker. 4th down and about 1 coming up. Underhill, a bounce back, started at Division II Adams State last year, got into 4 games, completed 48% of his passes, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Williams is the tailback. Becker split out to the far side. 3 receivers to the near side. Underhill back to throw. Here comes Ayabi, and the ball over on downs to the Tigers. Peter Ayabi, the sophomore, teaming with Isaiah Boger, and they got 2 big-time pass rushers now, Jeff.
Yes, they do. And like I said, Isaiah Boger, my favorite Tiger. Getting a lot of looks right now, isn't he?
Michigan State, Oklahoma State sniffing around.
New Mexico State. There's a lot of schools love to have him on Saturdays.
From the 41 of Southwestern, first down. The give right up the middle, Andre Branch. Still on his feet, still fighting to about the 30-yard line. Branch tackled after about a 10-yard gain near a first down. First defender to him was Arath Leva. Leva, the freshman from Lincoln. 11-yard pickup, 1st and 10. Owens to the near side. And the ball on the turf, Brady Jones picks it up. He'll run with it and won't get much, maybe 3 yards on the play. Chris Fuel there to bring him down, the freshman from Lincoln. He's a bounce back from San Diego State. 2nd and 8. Retzlaff ran for a touchdown earlier today. Jake for BYU. 29-yard scamper.
And they are still undefeated, aren't they?
Jones throwing complete to Owens. Owens, Minnetonka High School product with a nice little spin move. Finally grabbing him from behind is Jamari Ashby Fan trying to drag him down, and he finally will. They'll mark him up inside the 15 to the 14. 14-yard pickup on the play. Instead, I'm sorry, that was DeLay Garcia on the tackle. First down. Here's the throw. Touchdown! Jackson Owens. This is what it sounds like when the Tigers score. He's from Minnetonka, and so is Prince. That's a joke there.
I see what you did there, my friend.
Touchdown, Tigers, and quickly down the field. They play the short field after the 4th down stop, and they're right into the end zone. PAT, Luis Marin, Charter Oak. They're having a very good year. Oh, snap is fumbled. That was Samoski kind of couldn't get the hold down, mishandled the snap, and so as a result, no PAT. It's just 13-0.
Yeah, that was just muffed.
Another look at it. Well, here's the touchdown pass. Jones finds Owens. 2nd touchdown pass already on the afternoon. 2 o'clock start today, so I was told the reason it was a 2 o'clock start at the request of the Jaguars. And I said, oh, nice. Tom Kraft agreed to it. The answer came to me reluctantly.
Wow.
He wanted to play at 1. He's a schedule guy.
I wanted to play it. I wanted to play it at 10 o'clock in the morning, Gazal. I like those early starts.
You haven't been around a lot of football players.
They don't want to get up early, do they?
Samoski kicks it away. I guess on game day they probably could. And out of the back of the end zone, it'll be a touchback. And while we have a little bit of time, we'll throw it down to the sideline to our man in Havana. Not really Havana, but on the sideline, Pep Fernandez.
Hey, guys, here's the deal with the bell here on the sidelines. We've seen it here the last several home games. So we're used to hearing the cannon go off after points are scored here for RCC. Now they also ring the bell. Now, this bell used to go back to the rivalry game between San Bernardino Valley College, hence the blue and the white, and the orange and black for RCC. Well, the Wolverines and the Tigers don't play anymore, but the bell means so much to the school and the program. They brought it back out. It was in a basement. They rolled it back out here on the sidelines. And here's here's the deal, too. If RCC can go back to a state championship game, the state game we already know will be up in Northern California, and they already told me that if they make it to the state finals again, they are going to take the Bell on the road. The Bell is only for home games right now for RCC, but if they advance all the way, the Bell must go. That's how much it means to this Tigers team. Guys, back to you.
6-yard run by Underhill, so 2nd and 4 for the Jaguars. Split out to the near side is Becker, and here's the give. Nice job running on the left side. He's dispossessed, and a turnover. Jaheim Williams is stripped of the ball. Tiger football at the 42-yard line. That was Ahmad Chapman making the play.
Well, I guess we're going to see a lot of offense today from the Tigers.
Good first drive by the Jaguars, but then they get stopped on 4th down, and they give the ball right back to RCC. The defense coming in had forced 13 takeaways, make it 14 after that one. And, well, here's Brady Jones again, line of the 41. 1st and 10 from the 41. Jones on time, on target, but they lock in on Owens. So Owens with the catch. Tackle on the play for Southwestern, Will Haleb. Haleb, a sophomore from Thousand Oaks, bounced back from Bryant College in Rhode Island. About a 5-yard pickup to the 36. Play action, Jones swings it to the outside. Caught right about the 32-yard line. Wrestled down, that's Omar Hammond making the catch. On the tackle for Southwestern, Devondre Buchanan. So 3rd down coming up.
Jones gets rid of the football so quick.
Yeah.
He knows exactly where he's going, and he is lightning quick with that release.
Right up the middle, punishing. Brandon McMaster's muscles down to the 21-yard line, 11 yards and a 1st down.
I like this McMaster's kid.
Yeah, he's a Georgia bounce back. He started his career at Georgia, graduated high school in 2017, dad in the military, spent 17 with the Bulldogs, and then played in 2018 with Mount Sac before resurfacing this year with RCC, and Tom Kraft likes him a lot. Jones on 1st down. Looking near side for Cox. Oh, I'm sorry. Looking near side for Willerford, incomplete. I saw Cox, but Willerford was there at the pylon. I'm sorry, that was Jackson Owens at the pylon. He's already caught a touchdown today. Whistles and flags. The Jaguars pointing at the RCC side. And indeed it is. So back it off 5 yards, 2nd down and 15. Looking for Cox. Cox at the 20. Initial contact made by Peyton Spratt.
And there's a late flag coming in there.
He'll move it down to the 15-yard line. A 12-yard pickup will bring up 3rd and short, and then we'll sort out the flag.
It'll be a face mask, it looks like.
David Garza is our white hat today. So it is indeed a face mask. We'll get half the distance. Ball will go to the 8-yard line. Nathan Sweat is the umpire today. Scott Sobel, the head linesman. Peter Enns, the side judge. Spencer Hoffelder, the line judge. Ryan Castillo is the field judge, and Ryan Robinson, the back judge. So 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Jones with the handoff to Marquise Monroe. And down he goes in the backfield. Nice play there by Hector Armenta. Armenta out of Mount Miguel High School in San Diego makes the tackle. played for the 2023 CIF San Diego Section Division 4 champions. 2nd and 10, or 2nd and goal. Branch in the backfield. Looking, throwing, touchdown. Jackson Owens finds pay dirt yet again. Touchdown, Riverside.
Wow. He's been a primary target so far for Jones today. Nearly caught another one about 4 plays ago.
I think he has 3 catches in this game. He had 2 catches against Grossmont. Of his last 5 catches, Jeff, 4 have been for touchdowns.
Not a bad percentage.
That one goes through for Luis Marin, and very quickly, we're about 8 minutes into this one. The Tigers already up 20-0.
Yeah, we were, 18 seconds away from halfway through the first quarter here, for gosh sakes.
And listen, the Tigers just going right for it. And Pep mentioned it. We're probably going to see a lot of guys we don't normally see. Jones already 8 of 9 for 111 yards. Actually, no, that's going to be 9 of 10 because we don't have the last touchdown in. Already thrown for 3 touchdowns, 1 to Willerford, 2 to Jackson Owens. Owens already caught 5 catches on the afternoon. Here's the kick, and it's going to go out of the end zone. And again, no disrespect, obviously, to the Jaguars. Oscar Rodriguez in his first year. They're in a rebuild over there. I mean, they played Mount San Jacinto last week, and it was the Eagles 45-3, the same Eagles team that this Tiger team beat 76-16. And there's no transitory property, obviously, in football. But, I mean, it's just, hey, the Tigers are defending a state championship. They want to get back there. They're already still smarting from that one. Every time I talk to Tom Kraft, he brings up Golden West.
And Golden West is really, they've been the thorn in RCC's side, over the last 5 years.
1st and 10 Jaguars, Underhill. Looking down the field, complete. That's Yokley. Savion Yokley with the catch into Tiger territory. A nice pitch and catch there, 27-yard gain. And the Jaguars moving the sticks.
And if you're looking at it, it's 20-0 right now. But, hey, RCC's averaging almost 57 points per game. Only giving up 24? Is that about right?
When we talk about the dominance of RCC, how about this? Yeah, the points. The next closest team is De Anza, and they average 8 fewer points per game than RCC. Yards is even more impressive. Becker split out to the far side. And here's the give to Williams trying to get outside, and he'll be tripped up. Nice play stepping up. Assad Chapman will knock him down after about 1.5 yards. The Tigers average 610 yards per game. They've had already, I think, 2 700-yard games on the year, back-to-back. The next closest team to them averages 450.
Wow.
That's a 160-yard advantage. Let me make sure I have that right. It sounds ridiculous. Yeah, Mount Sac is in 2nd place. They average 451 yards per game. 2nd down and 9. Underhill throwing in and out of the hands of Becker. Chapman on the coverage for the Tigers, bringing up a 3rd down.
Now there's a flag that came in after the play. That's going to...
David Garza sorts it out for us.
I think this is going to be a personal foul against, maybe a little taunting maybe. Wow.
So we'll back it off 15 against the Jaguars, and removed his helmet was the call from David Garza. And, those are the growing pains you're going to go to when you're going to try to build a program. I mean, this program was very storied. I mean, Ed Carberry led the team from 2007 to 2001, and his longtime defensive coordinator, Dioncio Monara's Coach Mo, succeeded him. but they navigated a transition. They were in the old American Conference, and since 2018, they've been in the National Conference, which is the higher level of competition. And, you know, everything changed with COVID, Jeff, in terms of resources and all that stuff. Everything really changed. And I think the Tigers just kind of bouncing back from that, and other clubs have to do it as well. Second down and long. Nice catch by Williams. Was he in bounds? And they'll say he was out of bounds. Nice job juggling the ball by Jaheim Williams, who's a great story. The sophomore out of Montgomery High, playing running back this year. Didn't play each of the last 2 years because of some injuries, but when his freshman year in 2021 at Southwestern, he was a safety and a pretty good one.
Really?
Starting safety. So fourth down coming up, and the punt. Tim Garcia, the sophomore from Olympian High School, Marquise Monroe, standing at the 29 of the Tigers. Good kick. It'll be a little bit short. Will bounce at the 40 or so. Picked up at the 32-yard line by Monroe. He'll cross over the 40. About an 11-yard pickup for him. So a 30-yard kick and about a 12-yard return. And the Tigers will start first and 10 from the RCC 43. Thanks for joining us. Saturday afternoon, college football Saturday in Riverside. My name's Gazal. He's Jeff. We got Pep Fernandez down on the sideline. The whole band is back together.
It is awesome being out here. I was kind of sad we didn't have RCC games the last couple of weeks.
No, you weren't. You like going home and watching kickball with the kids. Johnny and Luke, terrors on the soccer pitch. Referring, of course, to Jeff's two younger sons, who are both very involved in the rec soccer scene in Winfield.
They are huge into the soccer scene. Today I was snack guy at Gazal.
So what snacks did you get?
I got cheese and crackers where you have that little red stick.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some Chips Ahoy.
Monroe right up the middle. He'll be wrestled down, crossing over to the 45-yard line. About a 7-yard gain for Marquise Monroe out of Ayala. Tackle made by Arath Leva, the freshman from Lincoln.
I will say this, though, the highlight of my gift bag, I had Kool-Aid, those little plastic Kool-Aids, and Fun Dip.
Jones throwing, Cox catching. And Dominic Cox will be tackled inside of Southwestern territory. Will Halab makes the tackle, the sophomore from Thousand Oaks. So he's a little bit further away from home than you'd expect. Although last year he was at Bryant College, which is in Providence.
That's pretty far away.
America East, FCS. First down. Jones over the middle. Complete. Omar Hammond, touchdown by Halab, gets to the 24-yard line. 22-yard pickup. So 25-yard line. I thought it was the 24. So a 21-yard pickup. First and 10 RCC, and Jones just clipping away. Going for it. Owens. The hat trick for Jackson Owens. No. Oh, wow. It was incomplete. The defender came up with it, said he had the interception. That was Dylan Eads, but instead just ruled an incompletion. Owens already with 2 touchdown catches, going for the hat trick. Here's another look.
Let's see if he was.
Good play by Eads.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Eads out of Christian High School out down there in the San Diego area. 25 career games at Christian, 111 tackles. Pretty good defensive player. There's Bo Bruins. Bruins at the 20-15. He's going to go to the pylon. Touchdown, Bruins. 26-yard catch and run by the Tigers tight end. Touchdown, Riverside.
Bo Bruins. Love seeing that man score the football. We've seen him score a few times.
Ramona High School on a 15-game winning streak, and now Bruins, his second consecutive game with a touchdown, but it looks like it's coming back.
Oh.
So the cannon sounded and everything, but a flag on the play. It's all coming back. Another look at it. There it goes. There was the illegal block. So Cox on the near side, Owens split out to the near side, Hammond split out to the far side, In the far slot for RCC, Elijah Vasquez, the freshman from Western Christian. Looks like Monroe is the setback. Jones slinging. Oh, touchdown! Elijah Vasquez latches onto that one. Touchdown, Riverside.
And Vasquez really went out and got that thing. That ball was not thrown perfectly from Brady, but Vasquez went out and just grabbed it.
I mean, he can really sling it. I mean, I know it goes without saying. And Luis Marin, on the computer, I got the BYU game up with Jake Retzlaff, was already run for a touchdown, and Maroon, the extra point, is up and through 27-0. When I was talking to Tom Kraft this week, he says, and we'll get another look at Brady Jones.
Look at this. Look at extension. What a great catch.
Nothing you can do. I mean, there's no way to defend that.
No.
When you get the ball out of your hand that quick, it's so hard to defend. Tom Kraft said something to me that kind of made me, think about it. I had to pause a little bit. Say, Brady could actually surpass what Jake did here. Because right now he's on pace, if they can continue and play all those games,
yes,
for more yards,
and
more touchdowns. And so Retzlaff was one of the best, and he's now lighting things up at BYU. They're in contention potentially for a spot in that FBS playoff, the 12-team playoff out of the Big 12. Here's the kickoff coming. Talon Samoski. We're still in the first quarter, and the fair catch will come out as a touchback, and we'll throw it down to Pep Fernandez.
Hey, guys, after Elijah Vasquez caught that touchdown, he made his way back to the RCC sideline. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there was a lot of genuine joy for Elijah to catch that touchdown pass. He might not be a name that we normally say here on our Riverside TV broadcast, but like we mentioned at the very top, there might be a lot of guys getting significant playing time or a lot of snaps in this game. Elijah is one of them, and all his teammates were so happy to see him get into the end zone. So we might see a lot more occasions like that during this game. Gazal, Jeff, back to you.
Yeah, I mean, Pep said it at the beginning, we're going to see a lot of guys today, Jeff.
And that's a play right there. That showed some great skill. I mean, he went up and he went and grabbed that football.
Well, you're right that the fair catch was called out of the end zone, so they're going to get the ball right at the 4-yard line. Here's the fake, and Underhill taking it himself, but didn't fool Jawan Nixon. So Jones so far, Jeff, 13 of 15, 185 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dominic Cox, 3 catches for 57 yards. Jackson Owens, 5 catches for 50 yards. 2 touchdowns for Owens. Vasquez with 1, Willerford with 1. We're still in the first quarter.
We are?
Yeah.
It's not the fourth quarter?
No. Darn it. See that QTR 1 over there on the scoreboard? Second down and 11. I'm messing with you, Jeff. You know that. Underhill to throw. Incomplete behind Becker. Coverage on the play was Blair Silva Viella.
And Underhill is really taking some shots in the backfield.
It's like somebody charged a bunch of champagne to his account. No, I'm teasing. Underhill, a local kid, Rancho Buena Vista, led his team to the San Diego Division III quarterfinal in 2022, and also in 2021, the Division IV quarterfinal. Threw for over 3,000 yards and 29 touchdowns over his high school career. Last year at D2 Adams State. Third down. Underhill dancing. Incomplete. Intended receiver on the play was Josiah Jefferson. Jefferson, an interesting story. Coverage for RCC. That was Sepeti Maeva Jr. Remember, he was hurt, came back for the game against Mount San Jacinto, and here comes the punt team for the Jaguars.
This is a tough punt here. They have to get it off quick.
Marquise Monroe with his heels on, well, now he's backing off, but had his heels on the 35-yard line of Southwestern. Tim Garcia on to kick, averaging about 31 yards a punt. But he's brought some stability to the Jaguars. Here's the kick. Good kick. Fair catch signaled for. They'll be caught at the 33-yard line, so a 30-yard kick, fair caught. Last year, Jeff, Southwestern had 8 different players punt the football.
8?
8.
Those had to be some position players too. I mean, you can't have 8 punters.
Eight is great. 8 is a number I do not hate.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Tigers back on offense. Already 27-0. I had a great conversation with Tom Kraft this week as Brady Jones back to throw over the middle. Complete to Cox. Cox slips the posse to the pylon. Touchdown. So Dominic Cox wants to get into the action. The Reindeer games, the 4th Tiger to catch a touchdown here in the first quarter. So 2 for Owens, 1 for Vasquez, 1 for Willerford. And now 1 for Dominic Cox, his 4th catch on the year. Swinging the leg is Marin. We have a 34-0 lead for RCC. And we have Pep Fernandez on the sideline. Another look at it. 34-yard cuts. Cox has been very good for RCC, Jeff.
He reminds me a lot of Espadron.
Yeah. All right, Pep.
Hey guys, yeah, we're over here with Sammy Wellman. She's the sports information director for RCC. I'm just taking a break. I'm just trying to find a reason to sit in the shade. But Sammy, this is your first game of the season because you were on maternity leave. So everybody wants to know, how's the Wellman family doing?
We're good.
How's the new baby?
He's good. He's hopefully sleeping right now.
So you escaped for a couple hours to come to your first game since maternity leave, and obviously you're going to be very busy because if you're entering the stats, it's already 34-0 here, and we're not even at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm also doing some other sports too, so busy times.
Being efficient with her time. So I'm going to kick it with Sammy for a little bit, enjoy the shade, but yeah, 34-0 Tigers. Sammy's going to be very busy throughout this game. Guys, back to you.
So Davian McGowan signaling again for a fair catch. And so now it will come out. See, that's a weird thing. Again, they signaled for the fair catch before and did not come out. So they must have not signaled in time. So it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The only thing I can guess is either the official missed it or they didn't signal in time. 1st and 10 from the 25. That's what I thought they were doing last time. And here's the give right up the middle. Williams diving forward to about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Pep Fernandez, he's sitting there. It looked like he was lounging. I want to send him over to the snack bar. I want to know what kind of snacks we got. I smell all the hot dogs and
burgers, hot dogs, and nachos.
Nachos?
All very reasonably priced. All proceeds benefit the RCC Band and Color Guard. So if you're within the sound of my voice, go support the band.
Well, I want to know if they have Slurpees or slush puppies. It's a slush puppy kind of day.
2nd down and 7. Here's the give again to Williams, hurdling through the middle over the 30 to about the 32-yard line. 3rd down coming up. Taven Anderson makes the stop, and Anderson talking with Tom Kraft. I was asking him, I said, listen, we know about Nixon. Who else? What other linebackers are playing well? And Tom Kraft immediately said, well, Taven Anderson has been playing extremely well. He's out of Beaumont, played for Jeff Steinberg there as 3rd down coming up. Underhill looking back to his offensive coordinator, Jake Constantine. Third down play. Underhill thought about taking it himself, but then Sepeti Maeva had different ideas. Loss on the play, bringing up a 4th down, and the Tigers will get the football back.
Maeva making an impact here.
Remember, he missed, a broken hand. He missed the first 3 or 4 games of the year. Jacob Cuevas Ibarra back to kick it away. He's normally the place kicker. Now he's punting. Good kick. Will turn over. Fielded about the 42-yard line by Monroe. He'll call a fair catch. So a 30-yard kick, no return. And 1st and 10, RCC.
And plenty of time here in the first quarter.
I wonder what the record is. Now we have Sammy back. We can kind of figure out. Hopefully, if Pep can hear us, he can find out what is the record for points in the first quarter by a Tigers team. I'd imagine we're getting there.
I would imagine as well. I don't know too many other.
But I mean, so here's the conundrum if you're Tom Kraft. As a 1st and 10, line is the 42, starting on the RCC side of the stadium, and Brady's going to fling it, and Cox will make the catch. Halab right there to bring him down, but into Southwestern Jaguar territory to the 44-yard line. 15-yard pitch and catch. Cox with his 5th catch of the afternoon. Right up the middle, Andre Branch. Branch inside the 40-yard line. And the first quarter about to come to an end. About 5 yards on the run. And we're done here with the first 15 minutes at Wheelock Stadium. 34-0. The Tigers lead the Jaguars. I would have thought the joke I was going to do with you, Jeff, is you think a Tiger could take a Jaguar. But at the end of the first quarter, the Tigers look to have this one pretty much in control.
Yeah, who would win in that battle?
That's what I'm asking.
I think a Tiger. I think a Tiger's way bigger than a Jaguar.
It's big and strong, right?
Yeah.
And Jaguar's strong too. Reminds me of my little nephews wrestle, right? Like one of them's 5, one of them's 2, and the 2-year-old is pretty tenacious.
Yeah,
But he doesn't have the size or the strength of the 5-year-old. I think the Jaguar has the spots, right?
A Jaguar can have leopards can, but see, a Jaguar is a form of a leopard.
Okay.
You know. Wow. Did I just hear in my ear? Was I just told I was wrong?
You're never wrong, Jeff. You're never wrong.
He said there was Jaguars where? In
South America.
Arizona.
South America to Arizona, and tigers are mostly in Asia and Africa.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying a Jaguar and a
You and Pep took your life in your own hands. You got down by the tiger cage. You were sticking your hand in the tiger cage.
I fear no animal. I fear no cat.
What would you do if like Luke and Johnny did that?
They would not fear it as
That's
well.
right. You're like those families that go swim in a shark tank.
Yes, we did. We went shark diving in a cage. I was looking at those big sharks. Tiger shark and I met eyes. And guess what happened to that shark?
We'll flip sides of the field. 2nd down from the 37-yard line of Southwestern. Welcome back.
Do you know what happened to that tiger shark? It
No.
looked at me. We locked eyes. It swam away. Didn't want a piece of the big Jeezy.
2nd and 5. Here's the give up the middle to Branch. And Branch runs into some resistance right there. About the 32-yard line. Should be close enough for a first down. Maybe just short. No, they got it. First down RCC. And, again, talking with Tom Kraft, we were talking about the big boys up front. Trinidad Lewis, David Trujillo, Cap Hosia, Douglas Taloma, and Simeon Maeva. And he gave them a lot of credit in terms of how they're playing. Said, listen, it could still be better, but I like where we're heading with the offensive line, particularly the new guys on the left side. From the 32, it's a first down. Jones, under pressure, looking down the field. He's got Cox and a touchdown. Oh, my. 32-yard touchdown strike from Brady Jones to Dominic Cox. It's like shooting Jaguars in a barrel here. 40-burger for RCC.
Wow.
Padilla on to try the PAT. Marine was the first quarter kicker. Here's Pedro Padilla, chips it up and through. 41-0 in favor of RCC. Another look at the play.
We are on pace for 160.
All right, we'll throw it down to Pep Fernandez.
Okay, Gazal and Jeff, I heard you guys talking about what is the record for points in the first quarter. So I went and talked to Sammy. I heard you guys on the broadcast. So here's the deal. In recent memory, I'm using quotations, in recent history, 34 would be the record, although she doesn't know if it's the all-time record, but she would say that's specific to the first quarter because remember, they scored 35 points in a quarter against MSJC just a couple of weeks ago right here at Wheelock Stadium. So not technically most points in a quarter period, but most points in the first quarter in recent history. Guys, back to you.
Oh, that Pep Fernandez.
Our man in Havana. Graham Green somewhere is smiling. 41-0, and the kickoff for Samoski. Again, they'll wave for the fair catch. So the defense, the starter's still out there, though, for the defense, Jeff.
I think you have to go a half. That's always
Well, yeah, and that's the conundrum, right? Because we talked about, you got those 3 games coming up. You got Saddleback, Mesa, and Fullerton, and those will probably be the path to the league title if the Tigers intend on winning that. But your guys got to learn to play 4 quarters because those games are all going to be tough ones for 4 quarters.
Yeah, and that's been the conundrum with a few coaches, high school coaches out in this area. I'm sure it's the same with college. You got to keep those guys fresh and playing full.
Here's the give. Williams finds a crease. Nice little cutback for Williams. Gets a block, and he'll be ridden down at the 24-yard line. Good run. 49-yard run for Jaheim Williams.
Yeah, that's probably one of the longer runs of the year against this RCC defense.
And the defense has tightened it up. We were talking with Tom Kraft. He was upset about the performance against El Camino where they gave up 45 points a couple weeks back. The first 3 games of the year, the Tigers defense allowed 34.3 points per game and nearly 400 yards. The last 3 weeks, though, Jeff, allowed 40 points, an average of 13.3, and 182 yards per game. Here's Williams again, and he runs into a bear hug there on the outside. Who's that? Getting up, it was Taven Anderson with the tackle. Second down coming up.
Look for a blitz here. Try to see if they can send him back some yards. He's still got Isai Bogart out there.
Yeah, they ran right at Bogart on that play, but Anderson come up and helped Isaiah out. Yard loss on the play, second down. Underhill rolling right. He's looking down the field. He's got Yoakley, one-on-one coverage, incomplete. Back in coverage for the Tigers there was Shaheen Taylor. Taylor, remember, had the pick 6 against Mount San Jacinto. One of them, at least. There are a couple of them in that game.
Yes, there were.
But we didn't get to see James Cook today. Always does a great job running the defense.
I saw him, but I didn't get a chance to
We
say
didn't get a
hello
chance to
to him.
chat with him, yeah.
He's always fun to talk to. He'll talk to you anytime, and he's the calmest defensive coordinator I've ever met.
He is.
Probably the nicest.
Third down, Underhill option. Slides down inside the 25, short of the first down. Maybe 3 or 4 yards on the run. So they'll keep the offense out there. Call it a 2-yard gain to the 24.
I like it. I like that they're trying to go
too.
for it.
You're trying to change the culture. Let's go.
I 1,000% agree with this play.
Underhill to throw. Underhill, the out. Incomplete. And a flag comes in on the play. And that's why you run that play. Intended receiver was Josiah Jefferson. Let's see who the flag's on. David Garza communicating with his charges.
Yeah, it looked like it was a spot foul because he picked up the flag and put it exactly where the spot was.
So 15-yard mark-off and a first down for the Jaguars. So the gamble pays off, running the play on fourth down. So we mentioned already a couple times Jake Constantine, the offensive coordinator. He's in his first year with Southwestern as a coordinator, and he just finished playing. He played as a grad transfer in 2021 at Rice, threw for 1,600 yards and 8 touchdowns, but his real career is with Weber State. In 2 years as a starter, threw for about 4,400 yards, 33 touchdowns. And in his 2 years at Weber State, they won 21 games.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wins.
They went to the finals, I think, one year, the FCS finals.
Oh.
And down he goes. The blitz, Anderson comes in and takes Underhill down back to the 15. Tigers come in 5th in the state in sacks, They had 20 as a team coming in. Make that number 21, Taven Anderson. That's his first sack on the year.
He just went right around.
And to be fair, when you got Peter Ayabi and Isaiah Bogar, it's hard to get sacks because they're getting them all. And throw Juwan Nixon in there. Second down. Becker split to the far side. Jefferson in the near slot. Williams out of the backfield. The little circle route incomplete. Maeva on the coverage. Third down coming up.
I do love that play, though. The circle route's great offense.
It was well constructed there
because
you had Becker in the vicinity, so you thought it was going to him, and then here comes, that's why they call it the circle. Here comes Williams circling back. So third down, third and goal. And I would guess they're going to go, they got 2 plays in the pocket. But interesting, whenever you see a new offensive coordinator, I'm really intrigued by how Constantine calls the game. So Yoakley split to the near side, Jefferson close to the formation, Becker to the far side, and they'll hand the ball off to Williams. He'll run right into Peter Ayabi, and fourth down coming up. So Williams, 9 carries, 90 yards, and I guess they won't tempt fate. They're going to bring the field goal team out. So Jacob Cuevas Ibarra, the freshman from San Diego High School, 3 for 3 on field goals. Long is 36. This one's about a 31-yard attempt. Kick is up. And just inside the right upright. 3 points for the Jaguars, 41-3. We got Pep Fernandez.
Hey, guys, did I mention how great it is to have Sammy Wellman, the sports information director, back at RCC? So we're following up on what is the record for points in the first quarter. Now, we said in recent memory, in recent history, right, it set a record. So she said back in 2018, RCC actually scored 35 in the first quarter against San Bernardino Valley College, and a big win for the Tigers in that game. Yeah, that final score was 77-35. So we can say at least for the first time since 2018, RCC has scored the most points in the first quarter specifically. Thank you, Sammy. And guys, back to you.
It's great to have her. I was so happy to see her when I came up to the press box today.
Yeah, Cliff Document, who's the athletic director here, he's been running around like crazy now. He's got his.
He was getting his steps in, but now he can kind of stay on the field. And here's the kickoff. Monroe from the 6. Marquise Monroe sliding on up over the 20 to about the 25. 19-yard return. Making the tackle for Southwestern. That man again, Arak Leva, the freshman from Lincoln, brings down Marquise Monroe, and here we go. Brady Jones so far, Jeff, 16 of 18, 266 yards, 6 touchdowns.
He could be better.
6, yeah.
He could be a little better.
Thanks, Tom Kraft.
Come on, Brady Jones, do more.
First and 10 from the 25. I did see a couple of evaluators down there. Monroe right up the middle. Here's Marquise. The Ayala product stretches up to about the 40-yard line, so 15 yards on the play. Tackle by Joshua Ferreira for Southwestern. Ferreira out of Grossmont High in San Diego. Had 6 tackles last week in the loss to Mount San Jacinto. 15 yards for Monroe. Play action. Jones now slipping up. He'll gain a couple. A little bit of a broken play. Wrapping him up for the Jaguars. Muhammad out of Crawford High School. He's a bounce back from San Diego State. Played in their spring game in the spring of 2023. Another look at it. 6'3", 210-pound defensive end. Wraps him up there. So a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. Give up the middle. This is Branch. Branch wrestling with Bennington Smith. He'll cross over the 45 at the 46-yard line. 4 more yards for the Tigers.
We haven't had too many third downs today. By RCC.
They have one now.
They do have one.
I think now they're starting to burn the clock a little bit. They've gotten their 41 points. Here's Cox in motion. False start on the Tigers. Will back it off 5 yards, make it 3rd and 9. Do you know David Garza at all?
They do not.
Do you know Nathan Sweat?
No.
I bet you know his cousin Keith. No, I'm kidding. The name's spelled differently. How about Scott Sobel?
I think I do know Scott Sobel. Is Scott Sobel the S?
Yeah.
The side judge?
Sobel.
Yeah, I think I know him.
Was he a basketball official?
I think he was at one time. I saw one of the officials. I said, he looks familiar.
3rd and 9. A lot of time for Jones. He'll fling it down the field. Hammond incomplete. Coverage for Southwestern. Romaine Brown. Brown, a freshman from Scripps Ranch, spells his first name Romjin, like the actress Rebecca's last name.
Who?
When you see it spelled Rebecca Romaine, it looks
Rebecca.
like Ramjin. Didn't she play Mystique?
Yeah, wasn't she married to Stamos?
I don't know about that stuff. I
Rebecca?
just watch the movies. 4th down, the Tigers going for it. Down the field, incomplete. Looking for Cox. And the ball over on downs to the Jaguars here with 8:17 to play in the first half.
Yeah, she was married to John Stamos.
I don't read people, Jeff. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I just know the movies they're in.
John Stamos is he's in the Beach Boys.
He's not in the Beach Boys.
He is in the
played
Beach Boys.
drums for the Beach Boys.
No, he's a Beach Boy.
No. I remember him from ER. He was in the bad years of ER. When ER jumped the shark, they brought in Jordan Stamos. 1st and 10 from the 41 for the Jaguars. So they turn the Tigers around on defense. We mentioned the head coach of the Jaguars, Oscar Rodriguez, also kind of runs the defense. A defensive guy. Was a defensive analyst at the University of Kansas in the Big 12. Williams running. He'll run to the left side and get a couple. Getting up from the bottom of the pile for RCC, Cyrus Savainia.
I was told John Stamos had a what was it up in Beaumont?
Benefit.
A benefit, probably helping out young kids. John Stamos.
Probably pocketing all the money.
He's so handsome. He's very handsome. And he's like 70. He's like an older guy.
2nd and 8.
But he was in that show Full House or whatever it was with David Coulier.
Yoakley split to the near side, to the near slot, Peyton Kinman for the Jaguars. Out of the backfield, and pick 6. Here it comes. Reading the play to the house, Taven Anderson. How about that one? Setting up the screen, and Taven Anderson wasn't fooled, and he'll go the distance. 54 yards. Pick 6 for Anderson, and when we talked with Tom Kraft this week, that was one of the defensive players he highlighted, Jeff.
Oh, I hear the bell. I heard the bell.
PAT coming up. 7 minutes left
is.
here in the second quarter.
For the bell tolls.
Pedro Padilla pumps it through, and it's 48-0 in favor of RCC. I'm sorry, 48-3. We've got the field goal for the Jaguars. Another look at it. So, 54-yard interception return as Anderson just takes it away. We've had some fun defensive scores the last couple of games, Jeff.
Yeah, because Coach Cook is the greatest defensive coach in the world.
I always call him the smartest man in football. And he thinks I'm making fun of him, but it's because we both went to UC Irvine.
That's exactly why. They have such a great football team there.
They had a guy in the NFL without a football team. Think about that. Just think about that. Does ZBU have any people in the NFL?
No.
I didn't think so.
UCR did.
Butch Johnson.
Yes, there you go.
48. Didn't he catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Many years ago? 48-3. And the defense will come back out for RCC. Wow.
Yeah, Bob Toledo was coaching there.
Yeah, Buffet Bob. So a touchback. Padilla kicking off and the touchback. So this will also give Tom Kraft and Shannon Silva, special teams coach, time to kind of play with some of the kickers. We've seen Simoski, we've seen Padilla, we've seen Marin. We could see a couple more guys.
You know who I want to see? I'll tell you right now, and you're going to agree with me. I want to see Kiara Krita.
She's standing right there by the kicking cage, the kicking net.
Put in Kiara.
Doing her warm-ups earlier, before the game, obviously. Standing there with Brandon McMasters and a couple of the other kickers. Jaguars 1st and 10. Jefferson in the near slot. As Underhill back behind center in the shotgun. Or this is a pistol. 5-yard snap and the give. And a whistle and flags. We'll see what that's all about. Xavier Cruz in the backfield, the freshman from Sweetwater High School, and they'll back it off 5 yards. Last win for the Jaguars was the season finale last year against Grossmont. They've lost 15 of 16, won just 2 of the last 27. So we mentioned, though, Coach Rodriguez taking over kind of a full rebuild here. 1st and 15, line is the 20. Cruz bumps into his own man. Nice job, hurdles a tackler, but then will go down at about the 21-yard line. Maeva comes up and makes the hit for RCC. Back over the 20-yard line. Actually, they marked him up to the 23.
There she is, my favorite kicker.
Next to Luis Marin. There comes Joshua Hossman-Lees. A lot of kickers, a bevy of kickers, an embarrassment of riches on the tee for Tom Kraft and the Tigers. A lot of talented kickers. 2nd down. Underhill, a little bit of a miscommunication, and down he goes. Lost about 3 or 4 yards. Making the tackle. I think the first guy in there for RCC was Simeone Ulehua. He's a freshman out of Moreno Valley High. How about Moval?
Moval.
The Vikings are back.
Moval's going to make the playoffs. Hey, it look like we have another Broadway show coming out here at halftime, the world's greatest band.
RCC, you can see the panels.
We saw something, was it at King last night? They had a whole stage up. I mean, a huge stage.
Yeah, you like the big productions.
I do.
You really do.
I'm going to New York in February. I'm going to go watch some Broadway shows.
Cruz with the carry. Pulled down. Making the tackle, our buddy from John W. North High School with the tackle for RCC. That's Adrian Williams. And 4th down coming up.
We have new programs this week. Gazal here.
Welcome back, Sammy Wellman.
Best part of the whole thing is looking at the players. We got some funny-looking hair.
Well, we see them on the sideline, but they're photos.
Yeah,
Jeff's referring to the photos in the program.
There's a lot of it. I'm a guy with no hair, so all I do is look for hair.
Here's the punt. That's Garcia.
Good punt.
Monroe
Good
backing up. He'll catch the ball at the 40-yard line. He'll fair catch it. 37-yard kick, no return. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Cuevas Ibarra punting it away.
So, yes, we had another punter.
Well, no. It was Garcia started, but Cuevas Ibarra has been kicking and punting for Southwestern, doing double duty.
Oh.
We started to talk about the defensive coordinator for Southwestern. He's their head coach, runs the defense. Defensive analyst the last 2 years at Kansas. Before that, he was the linebacker coach and interim head coach at Akron. Spent a year at Tennessee Chattanooga and was at the University of Laverne, where he was a defensive coordinator. Oscar Rodriguez played at Fort Hays State and Coffeyville. And it's interesting, if you've watched the Netflix series and the timeout call by the Tigers here with 4:11 to play in the first half, if you watched Last Chance U, seasons 3 and 4.
I was on that show.
Yeah, you were, on the basketball stuff. Seasons 3 and 4 are set in Kansas at Independence Community College, and they talk about all the rivalries, and Coffeyville is the big rival of Independence.
Oh.
So, but I think this is all well after, and the other interesting part of it is, Jason Brown, who was the head coach of Independence in that 2-year segment, he also played at Fort Hays State, which is a D2 school out in Kansas. Get a look at the offensive huddle. To the right there is Kevin Kraft. To the left is head coach Tom Kraft.
Said hello. I said
Oh,
hello.
I'm sorry,
to
that
both.
was somebody different. That wasn't Tom Kraft. But to the right definitely was Kevin Kraft, who's Tom Kraft's son, new offensive coordinator and play caller for RCC.
Hey, November 23rd, Festival of Lights, downtown Riverside, the Switch On ceremony. Make sure you tune in. It'll be a lot of fun. Gazal, I know you'll be there eating popcorn.
1st and 10 from the 40. Slipping up the middle is Andre Branch. Branch to the second level and tackled at about the 40-yard line after a 20-yard gain. Tackle on the play made by Zaylen Reynolds. Zaylen Reynolds, a freshman from Grossmont High in San Diego. And the Tigers go in tempo here. Ball moving. Jones looking. He's got time. Now he'll step up and sling to the outside to his check down. Short hop. He'll be incomplete. Jackson Owens was his outlet on the play.
Oh, they're saying it was complete. He touched his knee, though, and he caught it.
Oh, okay. They blew the whistle. So caught, but just the knee was down at the 36. So a nominal gain of about 4 yards. Second down play deflected. This is also caught by Owens, but immediately grabbed by Fuel, the defender. Clock continues to run. It'll be 3rd down. Third down coming up. Bo Bruins comes into the lineup along with Andre Branch. No Divine Pearson today. Little nicked up. They're holding him out because obviously they got 3 big games coming up the next 3 weeks. Fling to the outside, incomplete. So 4th down coming up.
Yeah, Brady Jones not happy with that one. He wants that one back. That was
18 of 23. Still a pretty good afternoon for Brady Jones. Can't ask him to do too much more.
But you can, Gazal. You can.
You know, what you're saying is, but Tom Kraft does.
Yes. Yes.
It was interesting when I was talking to Coach, and I don't think this was meant as a slight because I think he respects Coach Rodriguez. 4th down and 3 coming up. Owens split to the far side. Willerford nearest to the formation. Then Cox and Hammond are the receivers on the field right now for RCC. Jones. Complete to Hammond. Omar coming. Hammond to the 10, shoved out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, making the tackle for Southwestern, Zaylen Reynolds. And a flag comes in on the play. So a hold on RCC will do it all over again. But when I asked Tom Kraft, I said, give me a little bit of a scouting report on Southwestern. I said, hey, it's a new coach, first-year coach, but he said, I'm worried about us. We need to worry about us. We need to take care of what we need to do. Vasquez checking back in. Elijah Vasquez has already caught a touchdown today. He's in the far slot with Jackson Owens. So it'll be 4th down again. So trips on the far side. Cox joins them. Empty set. Split out to the near side for RCC's Ross Nixon. He had 2 touchdowns last week. Jones is going to pull it down and run. Brady Jones to a 1st down. He'll get down to the 15-yard line. 18-yard pickup for Brady Jones. I've mentioned a couple of times that earlier today Jake Retzlaff ran for a 29-yard touchdown against Central Florida for BYU. Looking a little bit like Jake there. Brady Jones getting the 1st down.
He's been very good running the football this year. So timeout on the play.
2 minutes left. That's the 2-minute timeout. We can't call it the other thing because it's college football.
I can call it. They can't. Nobody can forbid me from
Nobody
saying
can cancel Jeff Gorham.
No, it's a 2-minute warning.
So wondering, I'm sure if Sammy's down there, maybe we can find out what's the most points RCC has scored in a half.
Oh, it's not this. They've done this before.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure of it.
Get a look at Tom Kraft there with his son Kevin Kraft. The Kraft empire expanding.
He waved to us today.
Daughterly, he did. He's all jovial. I told you he's a nice guy.
Well, he's nice, but he's Tom Kraft. I met Tom Landry once. I had 8 Shark with him.
Wow. Okay.
At Cal Lutheran. When they, and
they had the training camp there.
Yeah, I used to go to basketball camp up there, so the Cowboys would be practicing. I was at basketball camp, And my dad was running the camp, and Tom Landry came over and we were eating thresher shark.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was terrible.
So back out on the field, 1st and 10, line is the 18.
Our booth, the guy in the booth just said, "Who's Tom Landry?" Who's that? Come on.
1st and 10. Jones, the screen, setting it up to Bo Bruins. Bruins has a convoy. Touchdown, RCC. 18-yard catch and run by Bo Bruins. Had a touchdown on the other end, denied by a penalty. No laundry on the field for this one, Jeffrey.
Yeah, you got to give it back to him since was there a flag in the play? No flag. I heard boos. Okay, good. Oh, I hear the bell.
Who does the bell toll for, Jeff?
For that guy right there. The guy. I want to be the guy swinging that bell.
Pedro Padilla will swing the leg for the PAT, and it's up and through, and Sammy Hagar would be proud. 55 points on the board. Here's the throwback to Bo Bruins, who is a throwback, and look at the big boys down the field blocking. Trinidad Lewis and David Trujillo grading the road for Bo Bruins. 55-3 RCC, well in control of this one. We'll throw it down to Pep Fernandez.
Hey, guys, this touchdown means a lot for this RCC offense, especially considering when you think about the previous offensive drive. RCC went for it on 4th down and did not get it. That prompted a discussion between Brady Jones, head coach Tom Kraft, and Kevin Kraft all together. So they are still taking this game very seriously. They wanted to get it right. They wanted to remedy what happened on that previous drive, and they did that. They went down, they drove down, scored that touchdown. So I think they feel better about themselves at this point.
Another fair catch signal and the touchback because of the fair catch for Southwestern. And, you know, that's what, Coach, when we talked, you know, just about the little things, about the details. You know, you're fine-tuning now. You're trying to head into the playoffs again. And they had the early loss to Golden West, but the team that wins their league will be going to the state playoff, Jeff.
As well they should.
It'll probably come down to that November 9th game. We'll have that one for you on Riverside TV against Mesa College of San Diego. 1st and 10 from the 25. They give it back to Williams. He'll slither up over the 25, about the 28-yard line.
So the winner plays probably now you play a Southern California championship.
I mean, so probably. So I'm
Mount
guessing
Sac?
Mount Sac and Golden West right now are also in the top 5. I think Ventura is there as well. So those are kind of the 3 teams from the other leagues you're thinking about.
Yes. So you win one game and you're in the championship?
Yeah, it's a 14 playoff. Yeah, semifinal, final, then state final. Clock moving towards a minute to play in the first half. Williams toting it again into the teeth of the defense. Nixon and Ayabi there. And this is the thing about RCC, and we always talk about James Cook because we like him, but the dominance of the defense today, we haven't really mentioned Isaiah Boger. He's been on the field the whole time, but Ayabi has kind of been that dominant force. We saw Taven Anderson make a couple of big plays. Now, of course, he still is among the state leaders in sacks. I think he's 5th. One-on-one, looking outside, and juggled and incomplete. Ahmad Chapman on the coverage. Intended receiver was Savion Yokley.
Hey, that's the official I know that almost got trounced just now.
Scott Sobel.
Yes.
Penalty on RCC will move it up. So ball goes up to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Southwestern. 55-3 here, 41 seconds from half. And we'll talk about it a little bit more in the second half, the conundrum for Tom Kraft. The game well in hand. When do you leave? How long do you leave your starters in? Another handoff, moving between the tackles. Nixon in on the tackle. Jaheim Williams toting it for Southwestern. And they'll be content to extinguish the half. They won't snap it again. They don't need to if they don't want to. Tigers just taking off here. They know that the Jaguars going to let the half run out. 55-3 at the half. Brady Jones in the first half, Jeffrey, 20 of 25, 302 yards, and 7 touchdowns. On that note, we'll throw it down to Pep Fernandez.
All right, guys, let's talk about the elephant in the room. We're just going to kick down the front door and get right to it. So with RCC so big up at halftime right now, we've heard about the mercy rule running clock in high school football right in the second half. So I just talked to the white hat. I believe his name is David Garza, and he said the two head coaches for RCC and Southwestern, if they agree upon it, they can enact the running clock at any point during the game. So it might happen here at halftime. It might not happen at all, but if they do, we haven't seen it here at RCC game, but we have seen it before in other games where they play 2 8-minute quarters with a running clock. So technically the second half could be over in 16 minutes, but only if both head coaches agree to have the running clock in the second half, which they can decide at any point. Maybe it would be between the third and fourth quarter. So we'll have to wait and see. I will investigate down here and see what I can come up with. Guys, back to you.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know Oscar Rodriguez at all, but looking at his background, I don't see him agreeing to a running clock. Unless he's worried about guys getting hurt. That's the only way I see him doing it.
Well, depends on what Tom Kraft wants to do. If he's putting up 55 in the first half, do you keep the starters in? If you keep the starters in, it could get really...
And remember, Southwestern is already a game short because they were supposed to play San Bernardino the weekend of the 14th, but it was canceled because of the air quality. They rescheduled it for the bye week on October 12th, and by then San Bernardino had shut down the program for the year. So that's the score at the half, 55-3. We'll step out. We got 30 minutes of football left for you. College football Saturday, RCC Tigers defending their national championship here on Riverside TV.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside. Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside. Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside. Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
High school sports are one of the things that make living in California so great.
Athletics builds character, teamwork, physical fitness,
and shows what hard work can achieve.
And some of us can even earn a college scholarship or qualify for the Olympics.
But sometimes the behavior in the stands can overshadow our achievements on the field.
I love it when my parents show up for me.
But being booed for missing a play can be crushing.
Parents who lose their minds when we don't score aren't helping.
It can actually be super distracting.
We should be able to hold our heads high after the match, win or lose.
And remember that refs are people too.
They're trying their best to call a fair and correct game.
Even if you may not love the call.
Seeing and hearing people, belligerently be mean to you, it makes you not want to play anymore. It makes you just want to go sit on the sidelines and cry. It's not fun.
No one should feel insulted or ashamed
because of their race, ethnicity, or gender.
Hey, and enough with all the swearing.
Anger has no place here.
Thank you for being part of the change, and thank you for being there to lift us up.
Are you getting ready for your next adventure? The City of Riverside has got you covered. Our passport acceptance facility is open and ready to help you with getting your U.S. passport. Located at 3025 Madison Street in the Public Utilities Customer Resource Center, we're available to assist you by appointment Monday through Friday. Booking your appointment is easy. Just head to www.riversideca.gov/cityclerk/passport to schedule. And don't forget to check back frequently for updates on appointment availability due to cancellations. We can't wait to help you get one step closer to your next travel destination. To apply for a U.S. passport, first check out our helpful checklist. Then head over to travel.state.gov, the official website of the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of Consular Affairs. You'll find all the information you need, including the application forms and instructions, acceptable forms of identification, passport fees, and processing times. Don't forget to complete Form DS-11 before your appointment and bring evidence of U.S. citizenship, a government-issued photo ID, and a 2x2-inch passport photo, or have our friendly staff take one for you. If your passport has been lost or stolen and you are applying for a replacement, you must also fill out Form DS-64 and bring it with you to your appointment if you haven't already reported it missing online or by mail. If you're under 16, you'll need to appear with both parents or legal guardians, and if you're aged 16 to 17, you'll need to appear with at least one parent or legal guardian. If you already have a valid passport and are eligible for renewal, you can only do that by mail, but the Passport Acceptance Facility will be more than happy to review your application at no cost. To find out if you are eligible to renew and begin the process, please visit the U.S. Department of State's website. Once you've gathered all the necessary documents, head to our acceptance facility at your appointment time and pay the required fees. There are two separate payments required: the passport fee, payable by check or money order, to the Department of State, and processing fees, payable to the City of Riverside by cash, check, or money order. Look over our handy passport checklist for the list of fees, and remember to thoroughly review the confirmation email we send you before your appointment date. Keep in mind that the application process can take several weeks, so it's best to apply well in advance of your travel plans. For appointments and information, visit riversideca.gov/cityclerk/passport. Good luck and happy travels!
I'm Cheech Marin, and we're inviting you to reserve your spot for the inaugural showing of Cheech Collects. So get your tickets today. We're looking for you.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department wants you to know how holidays affect your trash service. Trash pickup will not be available during major holidays and collection times will be adjusted in response. Residents with city trash service will see the following adjustments. For Monday holidays, your Monday collection will happen on Tuesday and Tuesday collections will occur on Wednesdays. For Thursday holidays, Thursday service will occur on Friday and Friday service on Saturday. For Friday holidays, your Friday service will occur on Saturday. Residents served by outside vendors will experience a one-day delay of service for each day after any holiday taking place Monday through Friday. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Hi, welcome to the Riverside Energy Resource Center. I'm Chuck Casey, the Utility Generation Manager. The Riverside Energy Resource Center consists of 4 large generators. They're 50 megawatts each. They're vital during summer peak periods and year-round when we need the power. Each year, we get special permission to take a preventive maintenance outage. We found a piece of metal missing from a rotating blade, which caused some subsequent damage, and it was prudent maintenance practices to repair that damage before we operated again. In the summer peak period, that can be very important. That power would have to be replaced with some other power, possibly external to the city or from a different source, likely sometimes not available at all. Doing this preventive maintenance paid off. We found the problem, we all worked together to get the unit removed, up to the repair facility, and back while power demands were low so they can run their air conditioners and charge their electric vehicles. The Riverside Energy Resource Center has become more and more important each year. As we add more homes and more air conditioning load, more commercial industrial properties, having this large power plant within the boundaries of our electric system allows us to start the plant up during those peak demands to help the customers and greatly increase Riverside Public Utilities' reliability.
The Riverside Libraries have new hours and are now open on Sundays. Now you'll have more time to explore, study, and learn about the things that matter to you the most. The new hours for Arlington, Arlanza, Marcy, La Sierra, Orange Terrace, Eastside, and Casablanca libraries are Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., while the Downtown Main Library is open Tuesday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. To find out more information about the new hours along with events and programs at the library nearest to you, visit riversideca.gov/library.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. Furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches, water heaters, and other non-hazardous materials are fine for curbside pickup. Appliances containing Freon such as refrigerators, freezers, and room air conditioners may also be picked up curbside by separate appointment. Unacceptable items include hazardous waste, antifreeze, paints, filters, and tires. We also cannot pick up electronic waste such as computer monitors and televisions, or fluorescent bulbs and household batteries. Construction or demolition materials such as scrap wood, metal, concrete, doors, and drywall are also not accepted. These items may be dropped off in person for no cost at the Agua Mansa transfer station or at one of our Clean Up Riverside events. For more information and the current schedule for these drop-off events, please visit riversideca.gov/cleanupriverside or call 951-826-5311, your one-stop shop for city services. To schedule a bulky item pickup, first call your service provider for an appointment. On the day of your appointment, please make sure that your items are curbside by 5:30 a.m. You may have up to 5 items picked up at each service call. If you have an appliance containing Freon, please call the Appliance Recycling Center of America at 1-800-654-2722 for your free pickup appointment. RPU customers may even qualify for a rebate. Visit riversidepublicutilities.com for information on current residential rebate programs. To find out more about the City of Riverside trash services or our Clean Up Riverside events, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Well, it all started basically with my son, Joshua Unger. He's severely autistic. He was aging out of the school district, and this was about when he was around 18, but the school district keeps you till you're 22. We're sitting at home one day and we're talking about, well, what are we going to do once he actually is out of the school district? And we thought about it really hard, and at that time we were doing some backyard gardening. And my son was very responsive to it. He enjoyed going out and planting the seeds and being in the soil and, harvesting the lettuce and going and, getting the carrots and the onions, and, he likes to cook too. And we thought, well, hey, what if we actually had some property to where we could have like a small farm that sells vegetables, and we can make a program where we can bring in others, a work program for people with these different disabilities. Ultimately, what we decided to do was just start looking in the Inland Empire area for a piece of property that would work for that. And, we found the Greenbelt. We try to implement as much organic material in the soil as possible. We're not using any pesticides or herbicides. We, have barn owl boxes. We have little birds' nests that we're planting so that they'll eat some of the bugs, and we also encourage predator bugs, like ladybugs. Our operation is at that point where we're turning a corner. With the high tunnels going up, we're going to be planting tomatoes in there. There's a lot of little things to maintain with tomatoes. We're kind of transitioning from a point where we were just focused on this small little corner of the property, kind of educating me. And then now that we have some systems in place that I feel are successful, we're going to expand that across the center part of the farm here, and we're going to be putting in a little farm stand that we can sell some of these vegetables with, and that will provide additional tasks for the workers with disabilities to fulfill. One of the ways that we reach out to people is on Facebook, and it's Gable Farms. Just Gable Farms, and you can search it in Riverside. And that's an easy way to find us.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. When placing your trash containers for pickup, please observe the following. Place each container with at least 3 feet separation from each other and at least 6 feet from obstructions such as parked cars, fire hydrants, mailboxes, and trees. Your bin should be placed at the curb no later than 5:30 a.m. on your collection day with the arrow on the lid pointed toward the street to ensure your bins get emptied. If you are experiencing issues with your trash collection, or perhaps need a replacement for a damaged trash bin, please contact our customer service call center by using the 311 app or website, or by dialing 951-826-5311 to reach one of our customer service representatives. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks. The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. There are 3 different containers for your trash. The blue bin is for recyclables and should only be used for clean recyclable materials such as aluminum cans, cardboard, glass bottles, plastics, and styrofoam. The old brown bin, or new bin with gray lid, is for standard household.
A good reminder, people, to recycle. Do you separate your recycling and your compost, Jeff? You know how to do that?
Well, I separate my plastics, but I'm not out there making compost.
I do. I have a compost thing. It's one of those, you know where you get the Dunker cookies from Trader Joe's? Those little bins? I use that bin as my compost. Welcome back to Wheelock Stadium. Ghazal Hassan, Jeff Gorham back with you. We got Pep Fernandez on the sideline. RCC 55-3 over Southwestern. If you're wondering, Jeff, and I know you are.
I am.
The all-time highest score for RCC, 130-0 over El Centro College. That was back in the 20s. The information given to us by the great John Zimble. He was once an SID here.
And John Zimble was there in the 20s.
I did not know that.
He was there.
I did not know that.
Oh, we can go to
Joshua Hossman-Lees is going to kick it away. So we've already seen. We did see Jared Doolittle warming up for RCC. And so it looks like they're going to get deep into the roster. We'll get into the deep cuts here, Jeff Gorham. And they will again do the fair catch strategy and bring it out to the 25. As they do that, meaning the Jaguars, we will go to our own Jaguar, the great Pep Fernandez.
Well, I appreciate that as Jeff meows in the background. Guys, yes, a sizable lead here for the Tigers at halftime, and everyone in good spirits here on the RCC sideline, including head coach Tom Kraft, who came over and jokingly grabbed the microphone and gave me some expert analysis and said, "We're doing good." So, guys, I couldn't put it any better. They're doing very, very good as we go back up to you in the press box.
1st and 10 for the Jaguars as we start the second half. Williams dancing to the outside, and he'll be upended. Coming up and finishing it off for RCC was Assad Chapman. The first contact, though, was Tamiko Jackson for the Tigers. Second down coming up. Williams creeping in on 100 yards. The Tigers had actually been very, very good against the run. Today, they're actually pretty effective against the pass. So no gain on that one. Jaheim Williams now, Jeff, officially. Mike Martinez on the stats. 14 carries for 98 yards.
Nice.
Good year, 1998. Becker split to the far side. They'll just give it to Williams, and we'll finally call Isaiah Bogar's name. Bogar brings him down after about 2 yards. 3rd down. So Pep did the report on the running clock. Does not look like they're going to do that. And I respect that. Oscar Rodriguez, the head coach, he wants his team to understand, hey, this is what happens when you play the top teams. You got to be up to it. I'd imagine we'll see a steady diet of between the tackles, though, from both teams here in the second half. Yokley split to the near side. Jefferson in the near slot. He's an interesting story. 3rd down, give to Williams.
I know anytime there's a Jefferson, you always have a story because he's your favorite football player.
Tackled by Peter Ayabi. No, well, he actually is an intriguing story because he was a basketball guy who also played football, averaged about 12 points a game as a basketball player, and his older brother Tony played in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah. Still in. I think he's still with the Chargers.
Wow.
He played at East Lake, and then I think he played at Oklahoma. 4th down. So Williams was at 98. He was knocked back to lose a couple yards. Fair catch called for by Monroe, and he'll just let it skip past him. And you can tell he's frustrated. He's going to get a little bit of a that'll be addressed, I'm sure, in the film. It'll go back to the 32-yard line. So a 45-yard kick, no return. And we talk about that in the high school games. Has never really been a problem at this level, but catching the punt. If he catches the punt there, he probably saves about 15 yards.
Saves at least 15 yards, and also saves a good yelling.
Listen, it's a 55-3 game, and you could tell Marquise Monroe, he was kind of upset with himself, kind of misjudged it. That's not something he's caught every other punt, and they've punted a lot today.
Tom Kraft is not going to let that slide, though. Perfection.
1st and 10. Here's the give. Tyler Shine running the ball. Kyle Tyler Shine. Now, I made a mistake last week, Jeff, and you were right and I was wrong, and I'm going to admit it publicly. I had it written down that he went to Summit, but I was incorrect. He played for your good friend Billy Cardosi at Kaiser.
He did. He was a great running back. He had I think he tore his ACL his junior season. Ended up coming back midway through his senior year.
We also have a new quarterback in. That looks like Jared Doolittle over the 40-yard line after the RPO. Faked it to McMasters. And we'll get a look at Jared Doolittle.
The doctor.
Also one of my favorite Pixies albums. Jared Doolittle out of Western Christian. They threw the ball around a lot last year. McMasters dancing up the middle, spinning off out of the hands of a defender. Crosses into Southwestern Jaguar territory. Tackled by Ben Hogan, not the golfer. Hogan, a freshman from Wyoming. Cody, Wyoming.
I've been to Cody, Wyoming.
I did not know that. McMasters. He's got some space. He's got a crease and tripped up at about the 30-yard line. Will Haleb making the tackle.
McMasters man, I like him. He's a power back.
He's one of those guys. He's a survivor. 2017 graduate in high school. Was a redshirt for a year at Georgia for the Dogs and played a year at Mount Sac before landing with Tom Kraft. Play action for Doolittle. Flings to the outside. Complete to about the 20-yard line. To the end zone, to the house. Touchdown, Tigers. Taking it in. Demaria Thomas, the freshman from Silverado. And another score for Riverside. That's the Maris touchdown, 61. No asterisk. You know, they removed the asterisk.
They did?
Yeah, like 90, right after the whole Bonds McGuire thing, they removed it. Or right before. Swinging the leg and pumping it through for RCC is Talon Samoski, kicks the PAT. 62-3 in favor of RCC. And Thomas with a nice shake move there. Let's throw it down to Pep Fernandez.
All right, guys, so we know the legend of the cannon, and we just told you, I'm going to get on this side, we just told you about the bell over here as well. Now, the Tiger as well, we haven't seen it in the cage here on the sidelines. This Tiger's making its season debut here, and from what I've been told, it lives normally inside in one of the offices here at RCC, but they brought it out because, well, Halloween is around the corner, right? In the festivities of Halloween, they brought it out. RCC, orange and black, right? Their colors, so it kind of fits in with the Tiger theme and the Halloween theme colors. So the Tiger is out, but I was told if things go well today, and they are going very well, that this might become a new tradition for the Tigers here, and they'll bring it out to all of the home games, like the bell and like the cannon. Guys, back to you.
You know, if you're going to bring out a stuffed animal or a stuffed tiger, let's get somebody who has a real tiger. I have a friend of mine that has tigers.
The commander?
No. It's another friend of mine. Carl Kohler.
Let's bring a tiger. Let's bring a live tiger. How great would that be?
That would be awesome. I have a friend, seriously, that he also has a bear. You remember Bart the Bear? It was in those movies where it was like,
oh, yeah.
Hey, my friend owns Bart the Bear.
Wow. Yeah. Was it Mike Tyson who owned a tiger?
He did.
1st and 10 from the 25.
He also has an alligator farm.
Underhill still in there. The handoff to Williams still fighting forward. He'll go about the 28-yard line. Jawan Nixon combining on the tackle for RCC with Saipeti Maeva. That should put Williams over, not quite. He's at 99 yards. 17 carries, 99 yards unofficially. Shane Hobson split to the near side for the Jaguars. Here comes Anderson on the blitz, and no doing for Jaheim Williams. Taven Anderson lighting it up like he was shot out of the Matrix. Mr. Anderson. So 3rd and 10 for the Jaguars. I think at this point, both teams, Jeff, just trying to get out of here without any injuries.
Except for the guys that don't get to play very much. They're playing their butts off.
Noah Carey split out to the far side for Southwestern. And Anderson coming in again. And Williams tackled down quickly in the backfield. Darren Scott making the hit for RCC out of Vista del Lago. And 4th down coming up. So Cuevas Ibarra, Jacob Cuevas Ibarra, the freshman from San Diego High, a volleyball and a football player in high school, and then dealt with a little bit of an injury before getting it back going and joining the Jaguar program under their new regime. Flags fly here with 8:16 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Did you say volleyball?
Yeah.
You know, volleyball is a fairly new sport out here in California, high school-wise.
Really?
Yeah, for boys it is.
Oh, okay.
Women have always been playing soccer, but the men, volleyball, but the men have not. It's a fairly new thing. You know what else is new? Flag football.
CIF, yeah, the playoffs for flag football and for girls volleyball right now going on. I was driving by our CSDR the other day. They had a volleyball CIF match on Thursday, I believe. 4th down. Cuevas Ibarra gets it away. Monroe's going to wave everybody off. It'll die at about midfield. So a 22-yard kick, no return. And RCC will start at midfield here with a 62-3 lead.
Now when at your high school back in Jersey,
we had both. We had girls and boys
you
volleyball.
Had boys volleyball
in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have boys volleyball here until I would say in the last 15 years, maybe. But here's one for you: did they have badminton?
No.
Oh, see, I played badminton in high school. That is now, I think, defunct or gone. But I played badminton at Ramona.
Doolittle flings it out for Nixon. Ross Nixon hurdles his defender, and then he'll be pushed back. They'll mark him up to the 45-yard line, so a 5-yard pickup. Ross Nixon the third, he's the Nevada bounce back. He had 2 touchdowns last week in the win against Grossmont. Nixon, who is from L.A., Cathedral High. You ever been to Cathedral High, Jeff?
I have.
You can see the L.A. skyline from the football field.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
That was a highlight.
Doolittle to give up the middle. Stumbling forward, diving to the 34-yard line. Got an 11-yard pickup, another 1st down. Jonathan Marshall, also from Kaiser, played for Billy Cardozi.
Yes, they had those. They were the backfield.
Yeah, Thunder and Lightning, right?
Yes.
From the 33, and the ball on the turf. Diving is Doolittle. Doolittle will pick it up. He and Marshall with a little miscommunication there, and that's something they'll definitely work on in film. Right now, though, they're just trying to kill the clock. Both teams just trying to run clock. 2nd down. Complete out of the backfield to Cash Ascianti, and he's down inside the 30, about the 27-yard line. Was that Will Haleb again? No, that's Joshua Ferreira on the tackle for Southwestern.
A lot of high school recruits out here today, Gazal. A lot of high school recruits out here.
Yeah. They had the recruits out before the game. And this is Tyler Shine running and pounding to about the 20-yard line.
And you know who organizes and does all of that is Eric Sanchez.
Okay. Recruiting coordinator. I think Kevin Kraft was kind of leading him around, though.
Yes, but he's the director of player engagement. Remember, he was at UCLA as their guidance counselor with football. He also played football for me.
Tyler Shine with the run.
He was one of my players when I coached at La Sierra. Eric Sanchez.
Okay.
Now look, that's part of my tree as a football
Yeah,
coach.
that's a big deal. He went from you to Tom Kraft. Doolittle thrown to the outside, immediately caught, but immediately tackled on the play. KJ Cherry makes the catch, and Dylan Eads on the tackle for Southwestern. Eads, a freshman from Christian High School, down there in San Diego. His younger brother Brady currently a standout down there for Christian High. Kyle Tyler Shine to the pylon. Touchdown, Tigers. 15-yard run for Kyle Tyler Shine. He finds pay dirt. 6 more for RCC. So Samaski on to try the PAT. Left leg swings it through the uprights. So 4 kickers used today by Tom Kraft. Another look at the run by Kyle Tyler Shine. Nice little move. You can see the explosion. You know, when we talked before the year, Coach Kraft mentioned to me, hey, we have this kid, Kyle Tyler Shine, that he's injured, but he likes him a lot, and now we're seeing him get an opportunity.
Well, it's just, when you have a knee injury, sometimes, and at such a
you've
young age.
dealt with that stuff, right?
Oh, I've dealt with all that stuff, but at a young age, that's a very long recovery when your body's still growing.
So here's Hossman Lees out of La Mesa, Helix High School product. So we've seen him, we've seen Marin, we've seen Samaski, we've seen Padilla.
We have not seen
Here's the
Kiara
kick.
Krita.
And maybe we will.
We better.
So I've seen 4 kickers so far for RCC. And it was funny when Tom Kraft and I talked before the season, he said we may have somebody specialized for every little thing. May have a punter, a kickoff person, a PAT person, and a field goal person. He was very happy with the depth of his kickers, but he did say he thinks special teams is an area they really need to improve if they want to defend the state title. So that's an area we need to get better.
I could see that. I mean, they have had, when you have the 2 best kickers, 2 of the 3 best kickers in history of RCC.
Yeah. It's the Maraquin and Ricardo Chavez were so good. 1st and 10 from the 25. Right up the middle is Jaheim Williams, and I think that will get him over the 100-yard plateau. A 5-yard run for Williams. He started the drive. Oh, no, he's going to be to 99. I've got him to 99.
Think about it. Those 2 guys are 2nd and 3rd all-time here at RCC.
And then Frank Corral?
Frank Corral's number 1.
Yeah.
The last punter kicker in the NFL.
Was he?
Yes.
Oh, that's wild.
Well, it's wild, wacky stuff. Yeah, he's the last to do it. And he also led the NFL in scoring, I think, 3 years in a row.
Noah Carey split out to the far side, splitting out to the near side for Southwestern is Shane Hobson, but here's the give. Here's Williams. Up to the 31.
I have a football from the Pro Bowl that Frank Corral played in. He gave it to my dad years ago, and it's somewhere in my garage. I had to bring that out, throw it at my kids.
Is he still in Riverside?
He is. Talked to Frank quite a bit. Frank's doing well.
Good to hear. Third down.
I love those kickers.
You're a big fan of the kickers and the long snapper.
Yes, I am.
They'll give it to Williams straight ahead. They got it. Got the first down. Sione Filihia, the sophomore from Kennedy from the San Fernando Valley.
Lost his helmet. Thought he lost his head there for a minute. It is Halloween.
I like it. I like the Halloween vibe. You got the tiger. I love – these are my favorite RCC uniforms, Jeff, the orange.
By
You'll
far.
see them in the shot.
Okay, what's your favorite Halloween what's your favorite scary movie?
It's a good question.
What's that? Pep, I want to know what Pep's favorite scary movie is,
Pep
too.
doesn't like scary movies, though.
He likes Dawson's Creek.
I don't want to wait as Williams crosses over the 36, about the 37.
Are you going to dress up for Halloween? Gasol?
We were all supposed to dress up on the Pep rally, but now Pep's not going to be there. We're going to be the cast of Gilligan's Island, remember?
Yes.
He was going to be Gilligan. You were going to be the skipper. I was going to be the professor, and John Rice was going to be Mr. Howell.
No, John Rice was going to be Marianne.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I didn't remember that. I thought he was a ginger guy, but that's just me.
No, what's your favorite your favorite Halloween movie? Do you like that the Nightmare Before Christmas? I can't stand it.
No, I don't. I mean, it's okay.
I can't stand it. So those of you that are listening, I'm sorry, I can't watch it.
So Jaheim Williams is now officially over 100 yards, 23 for 106. Second down coming up. Williams up the middle, fighting, surging. Third and short.
What's your favorite candy to get at Halloween?
Yeah, that's interesting.
When you open that bag, you get a Reese's or a 100-grand bar.
You know, I do like the 100 grand.
100 grand.
It's kind of a joke. I have a friend who's from Europe, and that's his favorite American candy is $100,000 bars.
That's
so
right.
whenever I see them in the store, I'll take a photo and text it to Thomas.
Remember, they used to say 100,000.
Yeah,
Now it's
100
grand.
Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Williams trying to slash outside. And another Williams, Adrian Williams, escorts him out of bounds. Fourth down coming up.
Least favorite Halloween candy. I bet it's the same.
Candy corn?
No, candy corn's not bad.
Zagnut?
Zagnut's not bad either. Almond Joy?
See, I love both Mounds and Almond Joy. I'm a big fan. Big fan of both.
They get stuck in your teeth, and it's, Almond Joy, Mounds don't. Oh, wait, Almond Joy's
got nuts, Mounds don't, yeah.
Because that was great.
There's an age-inappropriate joke that we all told in junior high, but we won't say that now. Fourth down. Here's the punt coming up from Cuevas Ibarra. Puts his foot into it. And it'll skip down. It'll be fielded inside the 20-yard line. That was Darrell Booker fielding it. He'll be knocked down at the 15. So 43-yard kick, about a 3-yard loss on the return, and that's the end of the third quarter. 69-3 in favor of RCC, and we'll send it down to the hardest working man in showbiz, Pep Fernandez.
All right, guys, let me clarify a couple of things. First, Jeff, I don't watch Dawson's Creek. I've never seen an episode, so that's first off. Second, I do watch a scary movie every once in a while when I'm not covering local high school or RCC football. And it's so stupid. It's funny, and I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan, The Sandman. So he's got that Hubie Halloween on Netflix. You guys are probably thinking, like, it's ridiculous. Because it is. It's so stupid, it's funny. So that's my favorite Halloween movies. I just wanted to get that straight with you guys up there. Back to you.
Have you seen Hubie Halloween?
I haven't, but I'm thinking about something. Like, you kind of stumped me. Like, my favorite scary movie is probably Rosemary's Baby, but that's not a Halloween. I'm trying to think of like a good Halloween movie.
Well, the other one, the one with the sisters in bed.
The Shining.
No, not that one. That is scary though. No, the goofy one that with Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker and
The Witches. The Witches.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus 1 is good.
Is it?
Hocus Pocus 2 might be the worst movie ever made.
See, I feel the same way about Police Academy. Because 1, 2, and 3 are excellent.
Great.
4 is a bit of a letdown. From the 15 for RCC, it's 1st and 10.
See,
Marshall brings it up the middle. Jonathan Marshall.
I still like the original Dracula.
Very good. That's very good. I even like the Keanu Reeves Winona Ryder version.
Except he changes his accent halfway through the movie.
Budapest. 2nd and 5. Marshall lowers his shoulder and goes down. Eads making the tackle for Southwestern. And some flags fly. So we have a stoppage here. So here's an interesting quirk in terms of our broadcast schedule. Tom Kraft is fired up now. Now he's gesticulating on the sideline. The penalty called on RCC, so he's not liking that. Second straight game, we've had the opposing head coach last night when we did the King game The opposing coach was Oscar McBride. Tonight, the head coach of the Jaguars, Oscar Rodriguez, in his first year. How about famous Oscars?
Oscar Wilde.
Very good.
What's your okay?
Oscar Madison from
great.
The Odd Couple. Great. Oscar the Grouch, obviously. Oscar Goldman from the $6 Million Man. That's a deep cut.
There you go.
Here's the handoff to Tyler Shine. Kyle Tyler Shine up over the 20, dives forward about the 23-yard line.
Great TV show was The $6 Million Man.
Jeremiah Jones on the tackle. And, of course, if we go to the sports world, two of my favorite Oscars, the late, he passed away, sadly, Oscar Gamble.
Oh, Oscar Gamble.
And basketball guy, Oscar Schmidt, who I think you said you played against.
I did play against Oscar Schmidt. He was like a really hairy guy. Like, I remember playing against him. I'm going, I really don't want to touch this guy when I'm guarding him. Yeah, he was, like, unbelievable. He was like he was wearing a sweater out there, but he could score.
RCC will punt it. Samoski puts his foot into it. He'll let it bounce. Take a nice Southwestern roll to the 45-yard line. 32-yard kick, no return. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. And now they have employed, on our screen it's a running clock. The game clock is not a running clock. 13:21 to play in this one. Thanks for joining us. A pretty dominant performance for RCC. They called off the Dogs after the half. So they had 397 yards at halftime, 533 here starting the fourth quarter. The Tigers averaging, Jeff, 610 yards per game. Averaging. Jaguars hand it off to Jaheim Williams.
Now I'm gonna bring this up, and you tell me. Most people, if you're listening, might think this is weird, but how would you put RCC's team against any lower level Division I schools?
It's just a totally different animal.
It is, but
yeah.
but
because you think about, like, I was thinking about this walking in, you know. So first of all, people, maybe if you're watching from outside of California junior college football, no scholarships. Okay.
No.
Now, I don't know about other schools. I know at RCC, no dorms. That's why there are a lot of local players. 2nd and 7 coming up. And I think this for Southwestern. It applies to Southwestern, too. Gets to midfield. 3rd down upcoming. Darren Scott makes the time. I think it was Williams again. Yeah, they're just feeding Williams now. He's got a career high with 111. That's going to keep it going. So Southwestern as well. No scholarships, no dorms. That's another part of it. And just in terms of the resources. And I was thinking about it. You know, if you're a kid who can stand out at this level, once you get to the next level, whether it's FCS or FBS, it kind of becomes, in a way, a little bit easier to manage. Now, the competition obviously moves up a notch as Williams gets swallowed up by the middle of the line for RCC. 4th down upcoming, and here comes the punt team for the Jaguars. So Cassius Ashtiani, the freshman, Losal Mater Dei IMG will go back to the 23-yard line to receive the punt. They'll get the ball back. I mean, you play JC basketball. How'd you feel? I mean, because you were a big D1 guy for a little bit. You got hurt and had to go to the JC level.
Yeah, but I think in California it was comparable. I really do at the time.
Okay.
You had Corey Blunt, who was an NBA player, who was playing at Rancho Santiago, which is now Santa Ana College. Yeah. I mean, there were some dudes.
35-yard kick, no return. No, I understand that, but I'm saying is your experience, like when you moved on, because you were a standout player. Obviously, the top players are always good.
I really thought, there was a time in community college basketball history in the late 80s, early 90s, where, you would have guys that were a lot of D1 players.
Yeah.
But we'd go to Garden City, Kansas when I was here at RCC. We went and played outside of the state. And some of those guys, we played against Lawrence Funderburk, who was another NBA player. Played at Kansas, was another wonderful player.
Nice run up the middle.
But the
Marshall.
level of play, I mean, I think against certain teams, like, you play RCC Mount Sac. I think those guys, those are as good, or if not better, than Division II schools.
Jonathan Marshall Jr. runs right into the hold of Jeremiah Jones. Jones, the sophomore from Kennesaw, Georgia, played last year at Georgia Military, a JC out in the southeast. He didn't play. He was a redshirt. He's on the roster. Went to North Cobb High, class of 22. Most of the defensive starters still in for Southwestern. KJ Sherry to the top of the screen for RCC. The give to Marshall. Jonathan Marshall Jr. lowers his shoulder, dives over the 36. Combining on the hit for Southwestern, Arath Leva in on the tackle. Also, David Lospeech, who's at El Centro, Mountain Empire High. Clock continuing to move here. That's really all they're trying to do at this point. We're talking a little bit about the playoff picture, so let's talk about that a little bit. In the Central, so there's 3 divisions. The 3 winners get into the playoffs when there's an at-large team. Third down and short. McMasters for the first down.
Now, wasn't RCC last year the 4th seed because
they lost to Fullerton?
Yes.
So Central, Mount Sac 4-0, Golden West College 3-0, Long Beach City 3-0. So somebody will come out of that. Mount Sac right now I think is the number 1 team in the state. So if they can hold serve, the at-large team will probably come from either Golden West or Long Beach City. And Golden West has already beaten RCC. El Camino and Ventura are both 3-0 coming into play this week in that other league. And then in the RCC's league, they're 3-0, and they're 3 2-1 teams after them as Doolittle off to the races. Doolittle going to run for it. Jared Doolittle angling towards the sideline. He'll slide down at the 10. Staying in bounds for RCC.
He was ahead of everybody and decided to slide.
Discretion sometimes is the better part of valor, and the clock continues to move for RCC. They'll mark him at the 13.
Maybe he just got tired. He hasn't played a whole lot this year. Let's see where he runs out of gas. Great run though.
Yeah, just found some space. I think he didn't. I don't think he expected to be that wide open. So a 47-yard run for Jared Doolittle. Tigers, can they get that 70 mark again? They've already done it twice on the year, and they're going to kneel down. So this is, Tom Kraft and I had this conversation. We've talked about all the penalties that RCC has been getting. And that's one of the challenges of coaching at this level, right? It's not about the talent. It's sometimes about, hey, sometimes you got to get guys to calm down a little bit. And we've seen some of the unsportsmanlike flags flying. But he said, I understand that. You're a young guy. You're trying to prove yourself. You can get a little spirited. He's like, what I think about in terms of our program is, we were here for Palomar. They could have easily taken it in for an extra touchdown, and they decided to kneel down and just burn the clock. And that's kind of what they're doing here. They've put up, they don't need to prove anything else. They put up a bunch of points, and they're obviously, Coach Kraft obviously respects Coach Rodriguez and just the Southwestern program overall, and they're not trying to embarrass anybody here.
No, and you don't want to ruin a program of a guy that's, trying to rebuild here. I mean, we've seen that at the high school level, destroy programs, and you got to.
And Coach Kraft and I had this conversation. He's like, listen, I want Jared Doolittle to get reps because during the week, Brady Jones gets all the reps. Jared Doolittle and Chris Cooper, they're just running the scout team. They're not running our offense.
Exactly.
So they need to learn that in case, let's say Brady goes down, I need those guys to be ready to do, what they need to do. And he really likes Jared Doolittle a lot, Coach Kraft, but there's the other balance to that. So fourth down here, and they'll just turn the ball over at this point to Southwestern. So the clock will stop and the possession will change. So the Tigers will hand the ball over to the Jaguars, and I'm guessing Oscar Rodriguez, the head coach of Southwestern, will just keep the ball on the ground. But, I'm intrigued by what they can do with this program. Obviously, you've been down to San Diego. You know how much football talent is down there. You look at the high schools, Mount Miguel, Lincoln. These are all championship-type teams.
Yeah.
Helix, Buena Vista, Montgomery, a couple of Arizona kids out of Chaparral. Not this Chaparral, the one in Scottsdale. Christian High School out of El Cajon. Valhalla High School down there. From the 16, it's a 1st and 10. Here's the give to Jaheim Williams. He's had a good game. And he'll be ridden down, making the tackle for RCC. Some new guys in there. Hunter Latua, the freshman from Murrieta Valley.
I'm curious to know what Coach Kraft is going to say after this game. I know Pep is going to have an interview with him, so stick around. Make sure you watch that. Something special going on. Got a nice announcement we got to make after the game, Gazal.
You always have some kind of nice announcement, Jeffrey. You're too busy being nice. What happened to the Jeff I used to know?
Exactly. What happened to that guy?
So backup quarterback in for the Jaguars.
Great hustle.
Ethan Gallegos is the quarterback. He's a freshman from Brownsville, Texas, St. Joseph's Academy, and has come out to Southwestern, come out to Southern California to seek his fortune in football.
Aren't many places nicer to go to than San Diego. I mean, heck.
Ed Carberry is a longtime high school coach in the San Diego area, Monte Vista. Took over the program in 2007, 87 and 53, but they played most of his stint in the American Conference. They moved up to the National Conference after the 2017 season. Another run. Carrying the ball for Southwestern was Davian McGowan. He's out of Mount Miguel in the San Diego area. Coming up and helping out on the hit for RCC, Clayshawn Davis, the sophomore. Davis out of Atlanta, Georgia, Wheeler High. Second down coming up. Option. And knocked down, making the play for RCC. Abijah Murphy. Murphy from Orange Vista brings down Gallegos. Clock melts down. I almost did the soccer thing. But, we have to tell the minute. I said descending into the 43rd minute, but we're not playing that kind of football.
I watched a little rugby this morning.
Good sport. 3rd and 12. McGowan again.
And I had the argument with my son, my youngest, Luke, who's 8.
He's very argumentative.
He said
gets that from you. Does he get that from you or his mom?
Oh, definitely his mom.
Okay.
I'm a pacifist. But he told me today, he said, Dad, I think rugby players are tougher than football players.
Wow.
So he told me he was watching it. I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm watching rugby, Dad." I said, "Who's the tougher guy?" And he said, "Rugby." But see, I've seen a lot of rugby guys. I might have to agree with him a little bit.
It's just rugby's kind of a prep school sport, isn't it?
Yeah, but when I was in New Zealand, those guys aren't prep school guys. They're Maoris, and they're ready to bite your head off.
2-minute timeout here in the fourth quarter. 69-3 in favor of the Tigers. They put up a bunch of points in the first half, did RCC.
Oh, the Tigers leaving. The Tiger.
They're taking the Tiger. They don't want him stolen.
Well, they moved the Tiger.
It was like that Brady Bunch episode where they stole the goat, the mascot. I mean, I'm sure that's been done in more than just the Brady Bunch. I'm sure a number of schools. Tigers 55 first half points. The all-time record for a game is 130. They'll fall short of that.
I don't know if that record will ever be broke.
That'd be tough.
I saw 108 points scored once in a football game, and that was.
Didn't Inglewood put up 100 in a couple, like last year or the year before, and a lot of people got upset about it? Cuevas Ibarra with the punt. Ashtiani will just let it skip out of bounds.
There was a high school coach who was out here in San Bernardino area. I won't say the high school, but I think they put up like 180 points in a basketball game.
Okay.
And it was like 180-3.
So a 38-yard kick, no return, and then RCC will just burn the last minute 47. 2 timeouts left for RCC, 3 left for Southwestern. I don't think they're going to use any of them.
If they do, put in your starters. Southwestern calls timeout. Tom Kraft puts his starters right back in.
Yeah, he's not going to do that. He's not going to risk anybody. So big one's coming up. On the road next week at Saddleback. November 9th, we're back here. They will play Mesa, and they finish the season on the road at Fuller, and then the playoffs start on November 30th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So Tigers just going to burn the clock here, and that'll be the final. We'll have Pep Fernandez after the game. We'll talk with Tom Kraft.
A special announcement, Gazol. A very special announcement.
Yeah.
It's a special edition of the Tigers postgame show. It'll warm everybody's cockles.
No, that's one thing you always want is your cockles warmed.
I had Pep. I said that last night, and Pep actually laughed. He couldn't do the pep rally. Couldn't move on. That's my goal every single Friday night is to make Pep laugh hysterically so that he gets off his game.
I think they'll need to snap it one more time. Yeah. Because the play clock.
No, I think they've.
Oh, they'll just let it go.
I think it was a gentleman's agreement.
So that's the final, 69-3, RCC, just dominating in the first half. And I guess there was some testing this, so both teams are going to go off. No handshakes in this one. The coaches will shake hands.
And it's nice to see the coaches shaking hands. Get a nice video of that. Coach Kraft tapping him on the shoulder.
Mutual respect there between the clubs, and Tigers take the win here. RCC goes to 6-1, 4-0 in league play. And the Jaguars drop to 0-6, 0-4 in league play. And we're waiting for Tom Kraft.
What were the numbers on today's games?
All right, let's go through some numbers. Well, the Tigers, let's see what the Tigers did. So Tigers 599 total yards, and they were over 600, but they took a bunch of knees. 331 yards passing for Jones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, only 7. Well, those are rushers. 7 rushers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different receivers. But not only that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys caught touchdowns. 10 touchdowns for RCC today. Waiting on Pep Fernandez here. Gonzalez and Jeff Gorham with you.
Hey, it looks like they have a prayer after the game and sit and talk. And I think we're going to go down to Pep here.
I can't imagine there'll be too much to talk about because with this kind of a win. All right, guys, let's go get ready to work on Monday. I mean, what do you say, right? Hey, great job, guys.
Enjoy your Saturday night.
Game ball to Brady. Enjoy tonight, and then let's get ready to work on Monday.
Do they give game balls away, you think, at this level?
I'm sure they do. It's like a motivational. Yeah, it's kind of a motivational thing.
I'm glad they don't do that goofy chain thing or whatever
the turnover chain.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, it is what it is. They're young
kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it for high school. And I think we're going to go to it right now here.
So we're efforting Pep Fernandez. As soon as we see him.
Okay, here we go. I think we're going to go down to Pep right now.
Okay, let's go down there.
Hold on a minute.
Hey, guys, we got a special announcement for head coach Tom Kraft. We wanted everybody to hear it, all the players, all the coaches. So here at the end of the broadcast, we wanted to make sure and let you guys know and let head coach Tom Kraft know that
did something wrong.
No. It's all good, Coach. It's all good. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Hey, chill.
Guys, hold on. This is important. Coach Kraft, you have been inducted into the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. You will be in. Coach, you will be part of the class of 2025 next year. Congratulations, Coach. What does that mean to you?
You're kidding me, right?
This is all real, Coach.
Well, the first thing I think of is you guys and all the other teams and the coaching staff. They're the ones that put in all the work. Yeah, here he goes.
But, Coach, congratulations as a Hall of Famer. Obviously, you've been around a lot of good football people. You've got some great players again this season. So what does it mean to you just be able to have this recognition?
Well, we got to win a game next week. That's what it means. We're not done. That's all I'm thinking about, and that's all these guys are thinking about. So I appreciate that, and let's go move on to Monday. You ready?
All right,
on to
Tom
Cincinnati.
Kraft, class of 2025. Congratulations, Coach. Guys, back.
I love that moment because it was funny. The conversation I had with Coach Kraft this week, Jeff, he just talked about his genuine, he just talked about his relationships with players, and he said they've changed. And he said to me, it was funny because he said to me, I am old school, but I'm also a little new school, and how much he cherishes those relationships, and he had certain advantages. And it was great to see his players feel the same way about him.
Yeah, and the great thing is, for me, is well, I wanted to say this, being the vice president of the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame, I've been sitting on this since Wednesday evening, and I couldn't be happier to let them know that he's going into the Hall of Fame, and well-deserved, and like I said, just a great guy.
The final here from Wheelock Stadium, Riverside 69-3 over Southwestern. For Jeff Gorham, for Pep Fernandez, and for our entire award-winning Riverside TV crew, my name is Ghazal Hassan. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.